Hi, welcome to Anaprime Recap. You develop an evil addiction to drinking vegetable oil, and huge and deadly pimples appear all over your face. We continue our tenebrous journey in the tales of the Junji Ito collection anime. Let's start this video with the story called The Town Without Streets. According to a theory by Aristotle, if you speak into a person's ear while they are asleep, you make your whispers appear in the person's dream. Psycho is dreaming about her boyfriend Kishimoto, who brought her a nice ring as a gift. But she knows she is dreaming and asks why is he using Aristotle's technique to deliver the ring. But the big thing about this dream is that it's not a beautiful romantic scene. With the arrival of Jack the Ripper, everything became a nightmare. The assassin fatally attacks Kishimoto, and Psycho wakes up scared. The ring box next to her bed was empty, and worst of all, Kishimoto was found stabbed to death. It didn't make any sense at all, and more tenebrous situations were waiting for Psycho. Something disturbing started to happen in the following days. She realizes that she is being watched all the time inside her room. Holes were made in the wall right in front of her, and she needs to cover it with tape. Even in the ceiling they use drills to spy on her. Psycho needs to act somehow. She punches a sinister finger that appeared in the hole and sticks a screwdriver through the hole in the ceiling and hits the damn stalker in the eye. She was sure it was her family spying on her. The father and brother have a bruised eye and finger, but they say they were injured outside the house. So, to escape this bizarre place, Psycho decides to go to her aunt's house, but finds out that there is no bus to her neighborhood, and decides to walk. She passes over a bridge and falls straight into a dead-end street. Which is quite intriguing. She knows she has taken the right path. Turning another corner, again, no way out. When trying to access the main avenue, something is wrong. In addition to the blockade once again, all pedestrians are wearing masks. A man approaches Psycho and asks if she needs help as she looks afflicted. He offers to show her the correct way to her aunt's house. Is it a good idea to follow him? They have to enter through the wooden houses and go through the rooms, among several masked families. The environment is very bizarre. A little further on, there is a crowd screaming at the door of a house, ordering them to open the door. Psycho is horrified. She helps the couple and discovers that residents who don't let the pedestrians pass inside their houses are attacked by other masked people. There is no more private property, all houses are open and with free movement. The girl says she needs to go to her aunt's house and the couple warns of two things. First, for her to wear a mask to move around in that place, and second, to take extreme care when crossing the bridge over the river. That place is dangerous and there's a killer on the loose. As there are no options, Psycho advances through the mysterious place. Several masked people are staring at her. There is a terrible tension in the air. She finds her aunt's house and runs to call her. Hearing the voice asking her to come in, she finds her aunt very different, wearing a bathing suit. The whole room is full of holes with stalkers on the prowl. She questions how her aunt manages to live like that, and the woman replies that she got used to it. There is no way to escape the stalkers, and she still thinks that her niece should also take off some of her clothes. Psycho is shocked by her aunt's bizarre behavior and says she has gone completely crazy. Now the woman was freaked out. Armed with a knife, she orders the girl to take off her clothes, otherwise, she will cut her into pieces. Psycho runs away in despair. Things get worse and worse. She finds a dead person along the way, and when she turns around a creepy creature is looking through the holes. The stalkers are frightening, have many eyes and a huge head to live spying on others. Once again, Psycho is found by the man in the mask, who helps her out of that horror scene. The girl observes that in the man's hand is the ring that her boyfriend was going to give her in the dream. The man removes his mask and Jack the Ripper is revealed. He says that this time, Psycho will not escape. But the psychopath is hit from behind. A lethal blow from Psycho's aunt. She just tells her niece to head towards the river, and then she will find her way out of that place. She turns her back and walks away. Psycho even tries to call out for her aunt, but all that remained was to get out of that sinister place as quickly as possible. All this is a mystery. Is Psycho dreaming? Anyway, you better watch out for the little holes in the walls of your house. Now let's move on to the second tale called Glyceride. The girl Yui spends part of her day watching the beautiful scenery of Mount Fuji, because when she gets home, the situation is pretty horrible. Part of the two-story house is a yakiniku restaurant created by her father. The whole house is smeared with a thick layer of oil, with the air extremely heavy and difficult to breathe. Furniture, walls and clothes are all yellowed and covered in oil. Her father also gave off that terrible smell. And the older brother, in addition to mistreating her a lot, had a sinister habit. He often went to the kitchen to drink bottles of vegetable oil as if they were water. He even threatened her if she told their father. Yui couldn't stand that life and developed an ability to mentally calculate the saturation level of each room, due to the heavy presence of oil in the environment. She kept repeating it like a safety alert to herself. As soon as her brother Guro reached adolescence, many pimples appeared on his face and he was constantly teased by his friends at school. And he cowardly always took it out on Yui. Guro blamed his father for making them live in all that fat. And his addiction only got worse. He locked himself in a room and started drinking liters of oil a day. He forced Yui to bring him more and more bottles. Angry that he didn't have the money to buy more of his oil, Guro squeezes his face and gushes Yui with a disgusting secretion. She screams that it was disgusting and Guro gets out of control. He grabs his sister and squeezes his face even tighter, dropping disgusting oil threads from his hundreds of pimples, which he calls volcanoes. The situation is disturbing. Those things falling on his sister's face is really disgusting. Then the father suddenly appears and hits Guro in the head with an iron shovel and kills the boy. After a while, two men were talking on the street. One of them says that he wants to go to Yakiniku Daruma, because it has a very tasty meat. Despite the place being disgusting and greasy, the meat was amazing. The two go there and ask Yui's father for that tasty meat, and the man says that the stock ran out the day before. Certainly, the tasty meat was his own son's body. Yui feels that the oil's saturation is already over 70%. She starts having frightening nightmares about the eruption of Mount Fuji, but instead of lava, it was oil. She drowned in that river of oil through the streets. Now her skin showed the beginnings of the nasty pimple infection. Yui has been getting aggressive. The saturation of fat in the environment has already reached 85%. One night, Yui wakes up to her father giving her a bottle of oil while she sleeps. She gets furious, saying that he was the one who was intoxicating her every night, but her father simply asked her to go back to sleep. In the following days, Yui decided that she would no longer sleep a wink at night. She was afraid that her father would show up again. And yes, he was just waiting for the right moment. Now her father has fallen into a disturbing addiction and started drinking so much oil that the house was leaking grease all the way through the ceiling. The environment had a thick layer and a dense fog with shades of brown and yellow. One day, Yui heard a scream and was able to spy on her father, slicing his own foot to serve it at yakiniku. The saturation reached 100%, you can feel the disgusting feeling from here. What will be Yui's end? So, what did you think of this anime? Leave it in the comments below. And if you liked the video, like and subscribe for more horror anime. See you next time.